A warm welcome to all of you and a heartfelt namaste. I, Anuradha Sharda, would like to thank all of you for watching my videos, writing comments, and your suggestions in the suggestion box. Today, we are going to talk about transits. So, every month there is a Surya Sakranti, and that Surya Sakranti definitely triggers off something in your chart. So, Sun, as we know, is all about your life path. It focuses the light on the house, on the sign that it moves in. Typically, for the Aries, because that also represents the Kalpurusha Kundli, so we move ahead with Aries, it focuses on your partnership issues. Though it gets debilitated, but Sun definitely tells you that you have to be soft and compassionate in your partnership issues, and you have to make sure that you do not tread on anyone's shoes. Accompanied with moon, this is the time when we need to be very aware of the two houses of the sun and moon, and we need to be careful about them. That is, you have to be careful about your emotions, you have to be careful about your security issues, and you have to make sure that your emotions are not overpowering, or you do not get overpowered or overwhelmed by your emotions. Here we again see that sun is the lord of the fifth house for you, and as the fifth lord, it could imply about your children. Do not get into any scuffles, do not get into fights, or do not get into any illusions about your son or daughter or your children, and make sure that you have given them enough space, but at the same time keep a very strong on what's going on in their lives also, without being an interfering parent. Again, the fifth house is also about your mantra shaktis. With the fifth lord in debilitation, it's a good time to revise all your mantras and be very steady in your working of them, or rather your prayers, because that also strengthens the sun, and it also gives you a lot of energy to go ahead in life, because the seventh house is also the platform that you put yourself up on. Again, as we see that the Saturn is in the 10th house of the zodiac, and also for you as an Aries Lagna, so it is very, it does tell that you need to be very strategic. Apart from being strategic, you need to be very, very focused on the restructurization you've been planning for your work. And because Saturn has now gone direct, it is telling you that you need to be very, very upfront in putting those work related issues right there. With Jupiter in the ninth house and aspecting the Lagna, it is a very good position where you would be able to tap in the wisdom, you would be able to tap in a lot of good points, and you have to be very, very clear about what you're talking, what you're writing, and make sure that this is a good point for you, so that among the troubled period, if you are aware of what you're speaking and if you're aware of what you're writing, half your problems, though you may be emotionally a little boggled or emotionally a little washed out, but half your problems will be solved. Again, when we come to the financial side of things for you, it is a time to be very strategic about your income. What do we mean by that? Because the career is taken care of by Saturn, but income can be from multiple sources. So we have to be very strategic in how we are planning that income and how it affects us. It also, we must be very careful about choosing the kind of friends or the society we are given an offer to work in. And the last but not the least is we should know how to let go. There's a time that you should be very hardworking, do things with your hand, and that will improve your Saturn also. So, with this, we move on to the Taurus. With the Taurus Lagna, it is an important place because Rahu is moved over your Lagna, and it is giving you a time when you do not know whether you're on your feet or on your head. Yes, it's a difficult time. Time management becomes at times not just difficult, horrendous, because you have so many things and just 24 hours. Learn to prioritize and see what you can do. Be very, very smooth with your talking. Know that what you talk makes a difference with the masses and with your emotions also. Yes, you are on fire with your own self and your emotions, or probably you have issues about your home which need to be taken care of, but don't let it overwhelm you or overpower you. When we look at the Pisces sign or the Sagittarius sign for you, your eighth house is very vibrant, and this is a time when you can actually gather a lot of knowledge in this whole month. And with Sun being in your sixth house, though debilitated, with very quiet way of dealing with things, you can earn a lot of money, and you can also get a lot, uh, be able to get out of any disease that you're feeling, you feeling unhappy about, or with rigorous Surya Namaskar. This is possible. Again, anybody who's troubling you a lot, when Sun is in the sixth house, it's a good place for Sun to be in. You will be able to get over that person also. Finally, Saturn for you is telling you that it is a time for you to work in tandem with either your students or with your child, and you need to be very, very physically involved with them. Your quotient spiritual development is possible, and with your spiritual development, with your awareness of certain things in life, learning to let go, you're also going to benefit materially. We move ahead with the Virgo. With the Virgo, sorry, with the Gemini. With the Gemini Lagna, it's a very strong place because Rahu is in the 12th house. There is an offing. If you want to move abroad, or if you want to move, go out for an outing, even during this pandemic season, it's a very good place for you to be. You can go there, and your children can be great motivators in that area, where they can actually ask you. This is a time when you would be focusing on your children also, and that could bring in a lot of rewards for you. The house of speech at the moment is a little disturbed because the fifth third lord is debilitated in the fifth house. You need to be very, very sure about what you are going to talk and how you're going to portray things. Don't let ego be a projection of your work, otherwise there could be problems in family and in your wealth quotient. This is a very clear indication here. When we see your seventh house, it's a good place for your spouse, because your spouse is most likely to be the one governing or controlling the entire issue, and would also know how to have a strong hold over you. Saturn in your eighth house tells you to have a very strong detachment to things. This could be a month when a lot of upheaval can happen, but only to detach you from a number of things, and make you aware that nothing is stationary, because this is also happening in a movable sign, this eighth house of Saturn. So you can see things being ephemeral in nature, and you will also now have the time to plan your things very, very carefully, especially as regard to something you're studying, something new you want to do. Or you could have an elder who could be telling you how to work on your business in a very, very clear cut manner, but with certain rules and regulations that you need to follow. So that could be a very good place to go to advice for the Cancer Lagna. For the Cancer Lagna, you are overwhelmed with emotion. I strongly suggest think unemotionally or distant yourself from emotions and have a look. Yes, it's a good place because Saturn is also aspecting it. So your emotions could be in a turmoil, but Saturn also indicates that you need to stay away. Saturn is the karaka, or we also call it the one that gives you sannyas, or that gives you virakti, which means detachment. So Saturn is asking you to detach your emotions and yourself from any object that you plan to work on, especially any field play that you want to do, any position that you want to acquire in life. All those things you have to think very, very technically, very, very mentally, and not emotionally. Don't let all those things overwhelm you. Again, when we talk about the debilitated second lord, yes, in the fourth house, yes, family matters could actually frustrate you. They could also get you on a brink of an outburst, an emotional outburst, because the moon, the Lagna lord, is also uh, um, with this sun at the beginning of the month. So all these things can be a little overwhelming, overpowering for you. Have a control, because Saturn allows you to have that control. The only thing that you have to understand and learn in this transit of the sun is that the more you let go of things, the more you don't take things to heart, the more powerful you become as a person. When you talk about your 10th lord being in the ninth house and retrograde, yes, it is a place where the elders could, though seem interfering, but be giving you good advice. Ponder on them, think on them a lot before you make any decision on this regard. Your children, your friend can be very good associate, where they can actually help you vent out a lot of emotions if you're getting involved with them, in the sense that you pay some attention to them, spend some time to them. That's a good release of energy, and you will also learn the art of letting go with them. There's a lot of spiritual activity involved in this month for you, and you would also do good in donations and taking a little bit of care of your health habits. Stay away from fried and uh, very strong kind of food, because they will help you in the long run. Again, when we come to cancer, when we come to the Leo Lagna, with the third lord in the with the third lord present right there in your lagna and on your lagna, and the lagna lord debilitated in the third house, there's a parivartana, and it is a time to show action. Albeit, this action cannot be governed by arrogance. Arrogance has to be has to be deducted from whatever action you take. It has to be tempered with love, affection, and the ability to give. Yes, rest is important, but being lazy is something that you can always avoid. With the fifth lord being in the fifth house, it's a good place for you to go in for a mantra shakti. Do it behind the scenes, don't be very upfront about it, and you will gain so much from that transit. When we talk about your yoga karaka, your yoga karaka is in the eighth house in retrograde motion. This makes it a very strong retrograde, and hence this Mars is here to tell you that don't try to show your effects or show your ball, or that is, don't try to show your power. The power will automatically come if you show love. So this is something that this transit is going to show you, and it is also going to show you that the more planning you do about certain things, the more secure you are likely to become, because the ninth lord moving into the eighth house for a reason of proper planning, proper waiting, gestation period. It is keeping quiet on a number of issues. Let this Mars come up, and then you can put yourself up on that pedestal that you've been asking for so long. Again, as we move on to the Virgo Lagna, we've covered half of the zodiac. We move on to the Virgo Lagna. For the Virgo Lagna, Saturn is in the fifth house. It tells you that this is a time when you have to, this is your Lord, which says that this is a time to do a lot of hand activity for the self. You would be busy doing a lot of things manually in this time, and there should not be a feeling of any competition for you. That could create problems in the long run. The major areas where you will be feeling a lot of satisfaction would be from your profession or from any work that you do. Again, the areas family, wealth, money, and anything new that you pick up to do will provide you a lot of happiness and satisfaction. So the thing is that second house, sun is debilitated, 12th lord is debilitated in the second house. You could be giving in a little bit of charity or doing a little bit of charity. You could be spending money on a certain level, or even the 11th lord in the second house says that money will definitely come in for you. So all these things will be very very important to take care of. Again, your 8th lord and 3rd lord is retrograde in the 7th house. It's a very strong indication that you need to take care of your health. Your health needs repeated care and consistent care in that direction, because it is, the seventh house is the marka house. It is again related to something very, because it's the third house, so your thought process and your eighth house, so the more you think could probably be reflecting on your health. So think nice, think positive, and you see your health grow big. Again, when we come to Jupiter, the Jupiter is aspecting your, I have already said that your Jupiter is aspecting your 10th house. So there could be some growth in your profession, there could be some spurt, and you could be doing well in that field. Focus more in that field, because I strongly believe that wherever attention goes, energy flows. So that is the area you can get a lot out of. With the Lagna Lord being retrograde in Libra, it is definitely telling you that there's some work that you have not completed, as regards yourself, as regards your 10th house, which needs in this transit a strong deal of attention. And that work could be relating to either a lot of learnings, quietly cleaning up old things, or for that matter, regrouping your speech. So, as we move ahead with the Libra Lagna, for the Libra Lagna, it's a heyday, because you have a number of planets standing right, sitting right there on the Lagna. You have the Sun, which is the 11th Lord, Moon, which is the 10th Lord, and Mercury, which is the ninth and the 12th Lord, right there on the Lagna. For these people, it is very important that you understand that you will be doing good in foreign investments. You would also be doing good in putting in your energy in something, in new learnings, in being very not just systematic, but being very just and logical with things. This is a time when when your knowledge, when your intuition and your intellect will definitely prosper, and you need to put in a great deal of effect there. With the sun in the Lagna, it is a time to focus on your own self, understand how to balance things out for yourself. With the Libra Lagna, we may realize that yes, the Lagna Lord is in the 11th house. And when the Lagna Lord moves in the 11th house, one of the best things that happens is income. But this income is not going to come without little bit of trouble or hard work, because the 11th Lord is, though posited in the Lagna, is debilitated. So it will require hard work for you, and it will also require you to let go of your ego, submersion of the ego, because in Kali Yuga, we don't really see the soul working, we see the ego working. So that ego has to be submerged before we see a lot of things happening. One thing is that you may have to work real hard in your career, because the 10th Lord is with combust with the Lagna Lord. With the sun, the 11th Lord. So for that you have to really work hard, slog hard, burn the midnight oil before you get a good bounty in terms of the bonus, or for that matter an extra in your career, extra growth in your career. The good thing is about this Lagna is that the hard work that you put in will actually find some appreciation, because the fourth house, Saturn in the fourth house, talks about your home. Yes, it could take you away from home, show detachment, but at the same time you could be able to see certain things about home from far off, and you could be planning certain things about your children, you could be planning certain things about your home, and that is likely to fructify in another 40 days' time. Hard work and smart work is what Mars, as a retrograde planet, and the seventh Lord says in the sixth house for you. And as the seventh Lord also says, before you open your mouth with your spouse, think twice. It's a retrograde planet in the sixth house. Strategic fights could happen if you don't think twice. Uh, so, with this, we move on to the Scorpio Lagna. For the Scorpio Lagna, it is a good period for you, because you could be trading with people abroad. Albeit they may not be a lot of um, high flying things that would be coming on your plate, but they will definitely be good, and they will give you good results. So, uh, though these results will come after a little, um, you know, oil burning at the other end and a little bit of tension, but be very focused about it and don't let the sense of things not working out for you overwhelm you. This is likely to continue for some time. Focus on your work and things will definitely go on the right path. With your second lord aspecting your eighth house, it is the time to renew or put in efforts in your sadhana. Renew your sense of faith. Logic will always define your faith or defy your faith. So let logic not defy, neither define your faith. Go by your gut instincts and let that faith blossom within you, because Jupiter is your Ishta Devata in the chart, as they say. So let your Ishta Devata take over your fears, because eighth house is also fears, eighth house is also tensions. So let that be, be taken over by your Ishta Devata. For you, the third lord in the third house is a good place which says that keep quiet, keep a low key while talking, keep a low key, work work judiciously, work hard in your studies or in your whatever kind of endeavor you want to take up. It might take a long time for you to work things out, but you are a responsible person and capable of enduring much more. This is just a small phase and it will pass away. As in terms of your work or overwhelmed by your career is concerned, this is just a matter of 1 month. And in fact, it's not even a matter of 1 month, 15 days, and this will start moving in a different direction. When we talk about your Mars is, your Lagna Lord is in the fifth house, and it is it's going retrograde. It's simply telling you that stop for a moment. Think the kind of people you're associating with. Because it's also about, the fifth house is also about partying, and in Pisces, it could be about excesses. So, are you moving in the excesses? Do you need to cut down somewhere? It could also mean that the writing or the publication that you're involved in could also need a revision, and there you could also be cutting things down. The students that you're associating with, or for that matter, the people around you, they could have a little to you could be thinking, or for your children also, you could be strategizing certain things, work with them, help them to form certain plans that would be important for them on the long run after the Mars turns direct. For them, be it their education, be it their finance, it will help you. We come to Sagittarius now. This Sagittarius, Jupiter in the Lagna. What more could I ask for? Yes, your partner will help you, guide you, will be your light in this period, and you have a basically a good period ahead of you. Just a little bit of turmoil and tension, which every transit will give you, but it will soon be over. So don't pay too much attention on that transit, on that turmoil. Use it as a gut instinct to guide you something towards something better. Second lord in the second house tells you money may not be pouring in, but once it starts trickling in, it will work itself up, and it will continue for a long period of time, provided you pay good attention to your career. It is very important that your career blooms. Yes, there is foreign income indicated, and this is a good time when your incomes will also pick up, provided you put in that effort. You may feel a little shaky about the elders in the family. That is perfectly fine. It is just a passing phase, and that too will pass away. With the moon being in the 11th house as the eighth lord for you, yes, there will also be chances when you might feel a little claustrophobic or overpowered by the people around you or your associations, and may want certain amount of seclusion. Do that and you will be happy, but don't be very obvious about it. With the Capricorn Lagna that we're talking, for the Capricorn Lagna, a good place to be is that the Lagna Lord again is in the Lagna, the 11th Lord is in the 11th house, depicting that you're going to share and you're going to donate a fair amount of money, spend a fair amount of money, albeit don't do it very openly, because in the nakshatra that Jupiter is in, things are generally not very out in the open. So if you do it, spend that money and nobody knows about it, you are a happy person. uh, you can face certain problems about these spendings also from your spouse, or there could be certain matters that you will have to take up with taxation. Make sure that your papers are very correct, papers are up to the mark. And with the spouse, there could be these issues or small problematic zones about either food habits, or about your health issues, or for that matter your spending issues. So be very careful about those things and do not let it escalate into a big fight. um, with your fourth lord being in the third house and being retrograde, be very careful about what you speak and to whom, and you shall be happy there. As um, as you become more and more aware of your own self, things will start to happen in a very, very clear picture for you. Now we move on to Aquarius. For the Aquarius Lagna, you could be feeling a little overpowered by the opposition that you face, or it could be also that it could be a little bit of tiff with the family members, with your co-workers, and there could be a little area of disconcern with them. You would not be feeling very comfortable at the moment with these people. So just a reminder that this transit will also leave. It's a good time for you to think about your finances. It's a good time for you to think intelligently about how to proceed in future, the kind of investments, the short term investments that you're planning to make, because this is a good time for you to make short term investments. Transit says it's a good time to make short term investments, but do look into your dasha bhukti also, and also do look into your natal chart if that allows you to make short term investments. But according to transits, it's a good time to make these investments. Also, your Lagna Lord is also telling you, guiding you, that there can be issues with elders, but the elders will also be a guiding help and a helping hand to you, and can help you in your profession. So you should be able to keep that thing in mind also. Again, certain amount of upheaval in terms of thought process or a mental agony, because you have been having certain amount of emotional discontent with your partners, professional or unprofessional or private. In that case, do understand that it's just a transit, just a phase, and this will also work itself out. As I said, good phase to think in terms of children, good phase to think in terms of what you're learning, and good terms to understand how your luck can favor you. So use that luck factor that you have to work in your favor. And when we see Mars in your second house, which is the third house ruler, very clearly indicating that if you think on yourself, contemplate about yourself, and see the kind of changes that you can bring about in your values system and in your planning of things for your family, it will give you great results. Finally, for the Pisces Lagna, second lord retrograde on the Lagna, a good place, because it is asking you to think about your value system. It is asking you to think more in terms of family rather than your own self. When you think more in terms of the family, you will have a happy life, and you can get a lot of encouragement from them. You can get a lot of love and security from them. So think more on those lines. And any overwhelming thought, emotion, any overwhelming feeling of things, luck not being on your favor, will be compensated with that love and affection and security that your family has to offer to you. If you find a certain amount of turmoil or a certain amount of opposition in your workplace, know that this is a time for change things on a very low key basis, not openly. Change and be the instrument of change, and you will see that this month will give you great results once the sun moves into the Scorpio sign. Again, we you could the sign could also be giving a very strong spiritual message to you. this transit wherein you would understand that you need not always be correct, you need not always be the boss. Sometimes letting go of things will always help you smoothen roads out. So ego means has to be let gone of, and then working with employees will smoothen things out, will help you change certain equations, and will be good on the whole for you. Till we meet you again with another transit, stay safe and be happy. Thank you.